tempo, done. Yo, it's so hot. What's up? In this video, I want to talk to you about training for my second marathon. So I just moved to Quebec in Canada, and I'm doing the Montreal Marathon in September. I'll be chasing 3:30 or sub 3:30. My first marathon was in April 2024, and I was aiming for 3:30, and it turned into a sub 4, which I was super happy with. And there's a lot of lessons that I'll be carrying forward from that marathon into this whole training plan. Before I get to the actual lessons that I'm going to be like adapting from my first training plan into this second marathon training plan, I want to talk a bit about my training, because it's going to look a lot different than it has the past like several months. The last race I did was in December. It was a 10K. And since then, I've been focusing on the gym. I did a bit of a cut. I was focusing on getting stronger before that for a bit. And now gym is only going to be twice a week. So the gym is my second true love after my fiance. So this hurts, man. But I also love running, and it's on par with the gym. And anyway, I feel like when I'm going to the gym, mostly, I kind of can't be bothered to run, but I'll still do it unless it's trail running. But when I'm doing a training plan for running, then the gym, I'm kind of like, do I really have to go? I still go, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm a man of two minds. Training is going to be 5 runs a week. There's going to be intervals, a tempo run, a long run, sometimes with marathon paces, and 2 easy runs, and then gym twice a week. And in the gym, I'm still going to be pushing myself really intensely, but I don't think I'm going to push myself to failure on every set, or not even every last set of every exercise, which is what I usually do, just because, as I understand it, you can still get stronger, stay strong and everything without pushing to absolute failure, but pushing to failure does make you a lot more sore. And that's definitely something I've noticed. Like when I actually fail all the time, I'm way more sore, and I can't have my legs just being that beaten up as marathon training picks up. So I'll definitely be more in maintenance mode in the gym, but still chasing the intensity so that I stay as strong as possible, basically. I gotta stay as strong as possible. And that's honestly kind of the first lesson that I'm going to carry forward from the first training plan. It's keep the intensity in the gym. Keep the intensity in the gym. Okay. Keep the intensity in the gym, but not necessarily push myself to absolute failure every time, because I was doing that during my first training block for my first marathon, and I felt it in my legs, and my legs are going to be tired from gymming and just from running, but I want to try and minimize the damage, basically. This is the first workout of marathon training. It is 4 times 800 meters. I think it's a 4:10 pace, which I haven't sustained in a few months. I think my 5K pace is 4:20-ish, and my 10K pace in December was, wait, no, that's not true. Fuck. My 10K pace, it's 4:20, and blaze it, blaze it, blaze it. We're gonna see how it feels. I don't love 800 meter repeats. I feel like they're just long enough to make you suffer, but not long enough to be super satisfying. But that's just me. But let's go. Let's see how it goes. Yo. All right, the first 2 actually felt surprisingly good. I feel like my stomach's kind of messed up, but my legs are kind of just coasting through, which I'm kind of surprised about, but I'll take it. I have 1 kilometer cool down, but yeah, honestly, my legs felt pretty responsive. I'm shocked. I did like barbell lunges today, so I was fully expecting them to feel fried, but that was this morning. So I guess actually giving myself time between workouts does pay off, as I would sometimes back to back them. But anyway, that's no good. So that felt pretty good. I guess we'll go cool off. It was short and sweet. Week 1, day 1 of marathon training on the books. The second lesson, probably the most important one though, is sleep. I'm gonna make the most effort to rest, which sounds a little paradoxical, but I'm gonna try and get really good sleep and actually just use that to recover as best as I can, because I think that makes like a world of difference. And in my first training block, my recovery was really me trying to like maximize everything. Like I used the Theragun, I used the foam roller, I was like stretching, I was doing a really long warm-up before every run. And honestly, like the mental load from trying to optimize my recovery so much made the training, I think, way harder than it needed to be. The training was hard, but this just added a layer of complexity and headache that I don't think is necessary. So this time it's going to be really just like running, and then recovery is going to be like sleep and chilling. And then if I feel like doing Theragun or something like that, I'll do that, and stretching if it feels good. But I'm not going to impose such rigor on myself. And I'm saying this now, but like, you know. All right, day 2. We have a 7K easy run that I converted to a trail run. There's a bit of a view. And I think I'm going to be doing this during this training plan. I think I'll convert some of my easy runs into trail runs, and like if it's a 7K, I know that at my easy pace that's like I think like 40-ish minutes. So I think I'll do 7 kilometers today, and I'm not pushing super hard. I'm just trying to stay in like a easy chill zone 2 at most, so that my actual speed days stay hard. David Goggins. I was getting absolutely eaten alive by mosquitoes just now, so that was super fun, but it's very beautiful. The third lesson is I'm going to eat well. I'm going to listen to my hunger cues. I might track a bit sometimes, because I know that those hunger cues can just get completely out of whack during marathon training with the volume and everything. And if I actually listen to them, I'll just be like eating all the time. And I do feel like for my first training block, I was just eating like too many carbs. And maybe you can't eat too many carbs when you're training for a marathon. I'm not an expert, but I was like slamming down so much rice, and I felt puffy all the time. And like I know like there's like glycogen and you retain water and stuff, but I still feel like I overdid it, possibly. But I don't know. This is like I'm like Captain Hindsight right now. So
my work here is done. I'm off to find others in need. God bless you, Captain Hindsight. God bless you.
We'll see. I'm gonna pay attention to my food and try not to overdo it, but you gotta fuel. So I just finished my tempo for the week. It was 7 times 300 meters at 4:15, 300 meters at 5:05, and like tempo, so there was just like no rest. So it was like 4 kilometers ish of work, 4.2. And man, I know tempos are mentally grueling, but I hadn't experienced it in a while. That was tough, but I feel like my legs held strong, and I'm just cooling off now. It's really hot. I don't know if you can call it cooling off. The last lesson I'm going to carry forward for the actual training plan is, well, first of all, my training plan should be way more structured now. I'm using Runna, not sponsored. For my first training plan, I was just using this plan I found on Runner's World that wasn't tailored to me, and it also had no marathon paces in the long runs, and it was also a sub 4 plan that I kind of adapted to be a 3:30 plan, which didn't really work because it probably wasn't enough volume. But anyway, I didn't know what I was doing, so my training plan should be better now. I'm going to really focus on being able to sustain my marathon pace as opposed to just being able to hit it, because I was able to hit it and kind of sustain it in my first training plan, but there was none of this like hit your marathon pace in the middle of like a 28 kilometer run, for instance. Like I didn't do any of that. So come the day of the marathon, at around kilometer 25, my legs just like exploded, cramps everywhere. I didn't stop, but I had to slow down considerably until the end. This time, I don't want that to happen. So my training should be a lot more optimized to help me hit my marathon pace, but also sustain it throughout the entire race. One more? Okay. We're doing the long run today. I actually had 13 on my plan, but we're running with a friend of Emma's today, and we were gonna do like 20, and it's gonna be like 18. It's so nice out, but like, boy, is it hot. Golly day, is it hot. I decided to hit 18. I have about 300 meters left here. That's the end of week 1 of training for the Montreal Marathon. Honestly, it went really well. Something I did forget about marathon training is the kind of soreness that you get in your legs. It's like a different kind of soreness than after hitting legs at the gym. So I'm glad tomorrow's a rest day. I'm having a hard time thinking straight. It's like very hot. But hey, we're done. Thank you for watching the video. I will see you next time. Bye.
J'ai beaucoup de tête.